I mean, there's only 2 weeks left of the regular season. It's Friday. Cam's here. Omar's here from OB. We're going to talk about some OBU stuff. We are postponements. What do you think about them? What do you think about them?
Bad. Postponements bad.
Not good. Not good. No. I mean, Leeds could have done with some postponements.
we play on 4G. Everyone in our division plays on 4G.
Yeah, you hear that. You hear that, everyone else. Oh, yeah, but NTU love a mud bowl, though. Like, that's the difference. NTU absolutely thrive in it as well. So, yeah, I mean, it's the week 12 preview. There are some great games. Obviously, some divisions can be wrapped up by probably 4 p.m. on Sunday. But then, obviously, we've got one more week left to go where, we will have a clear picture unless it's the North, never eat should we? Now, unless it's the Northwest 2. God knows what's happening in the Northwest 2, but we will. Something's happening. Northwest 2. No one knows. No one knows because everyone wants to see Lancaster versus LJMU, but I think they're trying to get it done on a Tuesday or a Wednesday.
Well, they can only do it next week now. I mean, on Bucks Play, unfortunately, it says that there is a walkover. Obviously, what we've heard is that's not true. However,
so we've before anyone starts having a go at Cam for giving wrong information, we've heard it from both sides. Both Lancaster and LJMU want to play that fixture. So I mean, hopefully it will come, and hopefully people want to play more games. Omar, have you got training? What's going on?
We do have training, but I'm outside of Oxford. I'm not there now.
What are you doing outside of Oxford? You've got the game of the season on Sunday.
I know.
Which hopefully, I'll be going to. But I know, TJ's not watching today because we're both busy tomorrow, and tomorrow's Valentine's Day, so we got to do stuff today. But I'm trying to have an argument with him because I'll be completely frank. My normal live streaming crew were not available for SGS versus Brunel, so I was trying to get something together. TJ has very kindly sort of stepped in and helped get a live streaming set up, but that was for Brunel versus SGS, and as of about an hour ago, Site 5 once again claims another game. I think we may even put it up to a vote tomorrow to put it out to the people. What game would you rather see? Would you rather see KCL versus Kent, or would you rather see Oxford Brooks versus Hart? Actually, we might
two very good games.
To be fair, we might actually. I'm going to preemptively say this now. That's what we're going to do. That's what I'm going to pitch to him: is let the people decide. Do they want Kent versus KCL, or do they want OBE versus Hearts? Because TJ wants KCL versus Kent, and I want OBE versus Hearts.
I think you guys should come to Newcastle and do Newcastle versus Leeds.
Oh, mate, what a terrible idea. What a terrible idea. If you hadn't been so good for my little company today, our little company today, then I'd let you have it. I mean, Omar, sorry, give me 1 second. So, Omar, it's up to you. We can give you an interview, or you can stay on as a regular, or just stay on as a guest, as someone throughout the whole show. I'm happy for either. I know that I've already said to Niall that if OBU beat Hearts, that he'll be on the show on Monday, so we could have have a bit of an OBU sandwich.
Well, there you go. You see,
but
I know now he's probably watching right now, mad that I'm here and he's not. But it's all right. We're gonna try. We're gonna give a good game to try and win it for now to be here on Monday, so it's fine.
Yeah, I mean, I really like that game. I think I've not had the chance to see Hearts in person yet. We spoke about Corey's stats last week. Be good to see. I mean, I like the defense of OBU.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, sort of a hard road last time. I think both teams are good. I think both teams are going to do well in the playoffs. But I mean, just being able to see that game, especially with Brunel versus SGS being a game, considering that Brunel have already won the division and the top 3 spaces are locked, Brunel versus SGS, despite probably a good game, wasn't actually for anything. Whilst Kent versus KCL and OBE versus Hearts have got stakes. And if you look at the size of me, I love a good stake.
Yeah, Brunel SGS can take that void. It really doesn't affect either of them, to be honest.
Especially like, you know, if it's Cardiff at the end of the day. Like, obviously, you don't want to walk over on your record, but I don't really know. I mean, they could play it next week, but I'll put this. I've not had a chat with Brunel about this, but if they play it next week, I probably won't stream it just because, you know, it's sort of a week's notice. Because I don't know if my normal streaming people are going to be available next week, and as much as it's bad, like, because that game's for nothing, as long as QMBL can win this weekend against Essex, which I think they'll do, I personally would be more interested in doing the game that I said that I was going to do in the final week of the regular season, which is QMBL versus Imperial.
Don't give them the satisfaction of being there. The league cutoff is Wednesday. Can't play it next week. I don't, that's not true though. There's games happening.
So that is not true because I know that Worcester versus Aberystwyth has been rescheduled for the 24th. Because if Worcester need to win that game and they're in the playoffs.
There's also games happening on the Sunday. So next Wednesday is not the cutoff.
Yeah, the cutoff is definitely Bullets 2 versus Aberoff. Yeah. Thank you, Dave.
Everyone's off.
Everyone's off.
Wakefield training off. There you go.
But I mean, if we dive into it, let's go straight into probably. I mean, it's the biggest game happening this weekend. The UE Bullets versus the Nottingham Gold tomorrow, 3 p.m. at Shropshire Park. It is being live streamed, and this is where I do have the pleasure of telling you that I genuinely mean this. I've commentated ELF games, I've commentated Britball Championship games, commentated Uniball Championship games in Div 2. I do have the pleasure of being on comms for this, and I do genuinely mean this from the bottom of my heart. UE Bullets versus Nottingham Gold is probably the biggest game I've ever done. And I tell you what, I'm you know, I got some butterflies about doing that game. But UE coming off a loss, they've not lost 2 in a row since the 2016-2017 season against Exeter and Cardiff. Right, I'm sorry, I'm just reading. The Prem lads.
It's a good thing we were talking about Div 1 games then, wasn't it? So.
It's the Prem lads. The cut off for us is Wednesday. It's like. Yeah, but I know that, you know, people in the Prem, they look down upon the other leagues, but there are other leagues that, you know, that do exist. How long until the Omar interview? Omar, do you want to do an interview? What's going on?
Yeah, I'm done. Let's do an interview.
Let's how about this? How about we get down to Hearts versus OBU and then we'll do it because this is people want the Omar interview, and if I do it now, they'll leave. Lock in as programming.
Fair enough.
Yeah, obviously UE. Terrible performance against Durham. Terrible. Right? That's fair to say. Like the probably the worst UE performance I've seen in my life.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I can really comment on that game. Yeah, out of fear of being clipped.
Get clipped. But yeah, I mean, you know, can UE bounce back? And it's strange to think that, you know, UE are the underdogs here. They're going against a team that, you know, has beaten them this year. The last time that the Gold and the Bullets played in Bristol, it went the way of the Gold. Realistically, everything's sort of going against the Bullets. So,
I mean, are UWE back at full strength?
That's the question. They certainly should be.
Yeah,
because
coming off from a loss like that.
That's it. When they lose that hard, there's going to be like 16 new scholars on the squad somehow.
I think they brought all the Miami University roster down.
Yeah, fresh off the playoff loss, it's Drake May getting up for this UWE Bullets.
Right, exactly right. So like there is some space here for the UE Bullets to, surprise people. Because they are the underdogs going into a home fixture against the Gold, which is
I heard Johnny
uncharted territory.
Manziel's signing.
No, that joke died like 2 or 3 years ago, mate. Yeah. We were making that. We were making that joke while you were still kitting up for Lincoln, mate. So get a grip of yourself. But yeah, I mean, do you think the UE Bullets can come back, or can Nottingham defeat them and realistically just put a boot on the UE Bullets sort of dynasty run here?
I mean, it doesn't put a boot on them even if they win. Like, sure, they might lose the regular season, but at the end of the day, the playoffs is what matters.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, UWE are not going. They can't get relegated. They're not going to not qualify for playoffs.
No.
So, I think in their mind, if their Americans are back, then I don't see a reason why it's not business as usual. Even if they are at full strength, Nottingham are going to give them a game, and we know they will. They always have done. They always will do. And I'm excited for it. It's a great game to have on Valentine's Day. I'm definitely going to be watching it alone and hungover. But aside from that, great football.
I mean, yeah. I mean, not the hungover part, because, well, maybe because I've got half a red stripe, so it's all good. But yeah, exactly right. So, but I'm looking forward to it. It's again 3 p.m. Shaftesbury Park in Bristol. If you do want to go down, tickets are still available. But if not, it will be being live streamed. And if you don't like my voice, put it on mute. But then also, if you don't like my voice, why are you watching this show? So get a grip of yourself. So moving on to Sunday, Loughborough versus Durham. You just smash the Bullets. Loughborough keep on fighting for next week when you've got to face Beckett. So Cam, the worst part about that is that any time that I wear this, I get that exact comment. But I've literally just got back from work, so
sorry.
And I was. I can't believe I'm getting grilled by a bloke with that lid. That's nuts.
Durham by a landslide, and look, I'm going to lock in and repeat the same quote. It's not going to be close at all.
Loughborough's going to win. Is what you've just said.
I can't wait to get put in a separate montage.
Could you imagine?
Everyone loves an underdog story. We're all rooting for Loughborough.
Yeah.
No. It's next week that where we all have to sort of zone in on Loughborough when they face Beckett, and if they lose by a time. Sorry,
I assume it's a Loughborough player that's just said don't count us out just yet, and I'm not counting you out. It's just simply I've never counted you in. Like, there's not been a point in the season where I've gone, Loughborough or Beckett could beat any of the top 3 teams. You guys deserve to be in the National Prem, but there's still a gap between Durham, UWE Notts, everyone else. Well, sorry, those 3, Loughborough, Leeds, Beckett. Like, that's what it looks like.
And I'm going to say that's exactly fair from what Cameron's just said. And if there's any sort of backlash to that, don't know what to tell you. No. Prem South, obviously Brunel versus SGS is off. Cardiff versus Exeter. Exeter's last hurrah in the Premiership. I don't think it's going to be at Cardiff. I don't think they put one past the Cobras at all.
Good. They've had a good meme game this season, though. The Exeter.
Oh yeah, I love their social media. Whoever the social media sec in Exeter, he's doing a great job.
They might have gotten relegated. They might not have scored a Bucks point, this season. But the social media game.
Time. Did you just qualify they've not scored a Bucks point this season because Leeds got a draw?
Yeah. Let's go.
1-0. Is SGL versus Brunel voided? I don't know.
Brazil numero uno.
I mean, if Leeds had memes, You know. Well, to be fair, mate, you are a living meme. You're not a real person, so you've been AI this whole time. So terrible. Yeah, I don't think there's much to talk about. Again, it's sort of locked. It's locked now. Cardiff are in the playoffs. Exeter are going down. Have a good time with your friends. Obviously, I know that Sean Vaughan, the head coach of Cardiff, and Jack Mullins, the head coach of Exeter. They know each other from the Bullets. I'm sure it'll be a fun game, even though Exeter will be playing Division 1 football next year. Scottish 1, it's Heriot Watt versus the Mavericks. We're not talking about Aberdeen. Yeah, I mean, I would say it's a shame with Heriot Watt not doing well, but again, like they're a Div 1 side who aren't really a Div 1 side. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no. I mean, I don't know. I think everyone except for Heriot Watt and Aberdeen would definitely be Div 1 sides.
No, that's what I mean. Is like, don't get me wrong. As much as it blows smoke up his ass, like the Heriot Watt under Dylan Jones, a quarterback, they made it to Div 1 fair and square, right? But now, like if there was relegation, you would have expected Aberdeen to go down last year and Heriot Watt to go down this year. And I think it's going to be interesting when it comes to if Napier go up, because especially with the injury to Charlie Martin for the Rams, despite the fact that I literally said it on a show on Monday, brother. Literally said it on the show. But their backup is the QB for Coventry, a guy called George Hatfield. Yeah, I don't think like it's you can count the Rams out. I think George Hatfield is good, is a good enough quarterback to take the Rams all the way. But yeah, that's what it is. That's what it looks like. But I mean, you got to put the full steam on Napier as the top northern team in Division 1 right now. Northern 1, it's MMU versus Edge Hill. Can't see it happening for Edge Hill. I think, don't get me wrong, if Edge Hill face Liverpool at any point, I will put my money on Edge Hill. But then Liverpool versus Manchester as well. Yeah, I mean, two games that, both of them are going to be going the way of the teams from Manchester.
I think MMU, a player from there, asked us, what do we need to do to get into the playoffs? And it's just win and hope. Win and hope. Like, you can't. You would be the third place team. You've just got to hope that Sheffield or Edinburgh have worse records than you.
Hold on, Isaac Prem North. We've already spoken about it.
Yeah, just missed it. Sorry. Oh no, we skipped the Prem North.
Who's it? Oh, no, you're absolutely right. We didn't talk about it. We'll go back. Sorry, Isaac. You're absolutely right. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Yeah. Sorry about that.
He's just so eager to get to Brooks versus Hart. Like that's what happened.
That's it. To get you off the bloody show home, All
right.
but yeah, MMU have a chance. Like it's not down and out. I don't know how they compare to Edinburgh and Sheffield at the minute. I've not seen. But I imagine they'll do the double over Liverpool. They've done the double over Edge Hill. I imagine they'll be one of the strongest third place teams.
How about we just have a look? Because thankfully, legal procedure on Tebbs. Yeah, it's bad of me. I've had half a bit. The standings. So
I remember my first
piece. So currently MMU on the lovely. On what they called on this lovely standings from Inside Bribble. MMU currently 3 and 4, points for 94, points against 101. I was surprised it's that even, to be honest. They've got
against
6
is the only one that matters.
So 101, whilst the Mavericks currently 2-4 and 1, $5 points with a points against of 170. And the Sheffield Sabres 3-3 and 1, $7 points, and a points against of 123.
So who does Sheffield play this weekend again? Oh well, we'll get into that. But if Sheffield lose to the Nottingham Green and MMU win, then MMU are guaranteed a playoff spot.
So I mean, you're gonna have some Nottingham fans up in up in Manchester. But what about the? Because I imagine the Mavericks will beat Heriot Watt. Is that going to play into it all here?
Oh yeah, because Glasgow exists as well, don't they? No, Edinburgh can't qualify. Glasgow have already secured a playoff spot.
Nice. Okay, that's cool. So we'll get on to sort of the other side of it in the deciders. It's an interesting scenario here for both Edge Hill and Liverpool in that if Derby win, whoever Derby have got, who have Derby got?
Hallam?
It's actually, I don't think that's an unwinnable game for Derby considering the last few weeks of Hallam. Derby beat Hallam. What is it? Liverpool and Edge Hill are relegated, or do they need a Liverpool loss and a Derby win to relegate Liverpool?
So a Derby win would relegate both. A Derby win would relegate Edge Hill no matter what. A draw would also relegate Edge Hill. I'm fairly certain. And a Derby win and an Edge Hill, and a Liverpool loss would relegate Liverpool as well.
Nuts. No, I can't. Again, we spoke about it. It's nuts. Liverpool probably going back down to D2. But I mean, again, you need some Hallam fans over in Liverpool. But I didn't
realise. Sorry, I didn't realise it was Midlands and Yorkshire Tier 1. Well, now I know where the Leeds Griffins are playing next year.
Yep, have fun, mate. God, you're
green.
Not green. Yeah, I mean that's what it looks like, relegation wise. So if we go on to the Midlands as we talk about it, Derby versus Sheffield Hallam. The last two Sheffield Hallam.
Northern Prem.
Well, let's go back to the Northern Prem. I do apologise. Newcastle versus Leeds. Leeds are relegated. Newcastle are staying up.
We can beat
them. You got anything special planned? What's going on?
No. For legal reasons, Bucks, this is a joke. I'm personally kitting up. I'm going in at quarterback. We're just going to run a trick play every time.
I mean, I think we got one player that played for us is going to Leeds now, Robbie Green.
Yeah, he's been injured for half the season, unfortunately.
Again?
He's played in 2 games this year, so yeah.
Oh God.
What's Aaron O'Coin doing in the chat?
I love Robbie's great when he's healthy. He's just he like finger or something early in the season.
I was about to say, just give him the ball, let him run. It's not great, but it's also funny to watch.
Right, so
training tonight.
Right, Northumbria versus NTU. Good game, obviously NTU on top. Northumbria could pull it out here. Wouldn't surprise me, but
they won't.
No.
Sorry, no, not after what I saw against Leeds last weekend. Love and respect to Northumbria. They've had a great first season up in the Prem. I don't think any of us thought they'd stay up potentially. Nope. We were all spouting on between Northumbria and Newcastle getting relegated. Northumbria have done really well, but they looked worse last week than they did in the second week of the season. And I don't know if that's injuries piling up or what, but NTU are going to put belt on every other team in the north.
Wow, that's really funny. That's really funny. I'll give you some grief. But Northumbria,
I've never met him, so.
Northumbria. I mean, they have a Depth Chart Sports branded MVP hat. And they did a very nice video. So you coming out here and insulting them. Thanks for that, Cam.
Look at. I've got to speak the truth. When you have a designed play where you put a different QB in if you're going to run the ball, it's not exactly the pinnacle of play calling.
The problem is that because you are actually up there and you are with Leeds, I do sort of have to just take your word for most of this stuff.
It's true. They sub a different QB in if they're going to run the ball with the QB. We didn't anything about it. They still ran that ball over us. I'm not going to sit here and be like, we worked out the formula.
Well, I mean, you worked out the formula and then went.
You worked out the formula, and the formula still worked.
Well, it was if they put this QB in, they're going to run it up the A gap with the QB.
Well,
So
bro, mate, if you're saying that with such certainty,
yeah, no,
why didn't you stop it?
Well, we just couldn't.
Aaron, mate, you haven't got to move back. His team's relegated. Like, you can't do anything worse. You can't do anything more.
I'm happy to sit here and be like, yeah, but no one's going to beat this NTU team that has not been beaten since Warwick. Like,
I'm so happy you said with Warwick, again, apart from with Warwick there. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I really don't see them having any problem in the first round of the playoffs. I think they'll get past.
This guy is very upset that I insulted his alma mater.
Well, this is it. To be fair, and it's like if you were going against like Newcastle or Leeds, and Cam was like, "Yeah, NTU won't get it done," then I can understand it. But Northumbria are going up against NTU, who have already won the division. Not to like defend Cam or anything, but it's gravy.
Just for the record, I've actually lost weight since last year, so I've not gotten fatter. Thank you. I actually have. I'm down like 15 kilos now, so I'm doing good.
What's that in American?
Oh God, I don't know, pounds.
Bro hasn't got bread.
I ain't got money like that.
Also,
I did see the field. Thank you. I started in Div 2.
We would shit on the league if I stayed. Yeah, to be fair, Aaron.
Okay, yeah, but hypothetically, anyone would shit on the league if they had an American dual threat QB who played both ways.
Yeah.
Tebbs, can I have a special request? I'm just getting from the side that I'm to go in like 20 minutes. If we can have our something one.
Right, we're done with Northern Div 2. Southern 1, Oxford Brooks versus the Hearts Hurricanes. The winner of that one, most likely with Oxford Brooks and Oxford. Whatever happens with that game, I think it could be a walkover for Brooks over the Lancers. No, Brooks over the Lancers.
Yeah, for Brooks.
Obviously, Omar lost last time. The first loss for OBU in over a year. What do you think's different about this time?
To be fair, Heart's a good team. I mean, mad respect for them. We went to their home turf. They beat us fair and square. I would say that we came to this game after over a year of not losing, as you said, thinking, oh, that's fine. We got to Div 1. We had UEA, we had Oxford, we had Birmingham, and now we're going for Hertz. Or everyone's saying, oh, so good. We'll see how it goes. And I mean, they were good. Like, they beat us. It is what it is. What's different this time? We're more prepared. We are not as nonchalant as we were last time, thinking we're going to go there, play our game, win. It's going to be easy. It's going to be fun. And we're going to go home and celebrate. No, we know it's going to be a hard-fought battle. And we all out there we all working hard towards that game.
So obviously we've seen from the stat line to Hearts, very, very heavy through the air. The weather isn't looking particularly fantastic for Sunday, but is that a consideration? Do you think the defense is prepared to, have a predominantly air attack come in their way?
It is a consideration, yes, definitely. We are prepared to having Corey and his receivers coming over and trying to attack us through the air. Our defense worked some surprises. Corey, if you're watching this, be prepared. But I'm pretty sure that our defense know what Heart's strengths are, and they are really strong through the air. We're ready for it. If it's going to rain, let them run the ball. Let them try run the ball. I'll meet them in the A gap. Me, my linebackers, my D-line, we're all going to be there. But to be fair, our DB squad, led by Ben Hellett, who came and helped us coach them now, really worked hard with that game in mind. Because realistically, and it's not talking disrespectful on any team, not many teams are are trying to go for like air attack, to trying to go for like a pass offense. Most of them trying to establish the run early on and just keep it. So our DBs had it in mind, being like, "Oh, our last few games were so boring because they all tried to run the ball." But now we're getting into a game where they're gonna get tested, basically.
So, being at OBU for a multiple number of years as well, you've seen, like, you've been on the team when, they're coming up to Division 1 for the first time, and now you're right on the precipice of winning your division in your first year in Division 1. Obviously, making the playoffs is a massive achievement coming up from Div 2, and especially in a division like the Southern 1. What do you think? Do you think, obviously, that's going to add some extra fire, but how do you feel about the overall success of Oxbrookes over the last 2 years?
I'm so proud on each and every player who was there and each and every coach who was there. I think that we had all the pieces we wanted where we wanted. So everyone bought into what we're trying to achieve as a program. Everyone showed up to practice, showing up to film study, learn the game as it is. We had so many players going to play brick ball over the summer. I think it's the most we ever had as a program going over the summer and joining teams. We had in Rushmore, London Blitz, we had in Warriors, we had Oxford Saints, we had in so many places. And for us, it's more like, this is the game. We want you guys to know what the game is and how to play it, rather than this is the play, do it like a parrot, And for us, this is what we try to build, for everyone to come in and want to do well in this program and want this program to do well.
So you're making the playoffs. Is there anyone that you've got your eye on in the playoffs? Obviously, facing teams from the southeast, the southwest. Is there anyone that you're like, I'd like to test myself against a Bristol or a KCL?
Our eyes, to be fair, we did talk, a few of us, they play good. I love the way they play American football. I would love to see their offense versus our defense. I'll be honest. I would love to see their defense versus our offense as well. We might be able to meet them either early or later on in the playoff. And honestly, as a player who just loves the game, I'm looking forward to it.
And then lastly, this has got nothing to do with Uniball, but it's not really a question, more of a statement. Patriots.
Oh my God! I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming. Oh,
you were giving me such grief. You were giving me such grief about being a Dolphins fan, and then you go and put on the worst Super Bowl of all time. Well, no, that's not true. Well, actually, the Patriots did put on the worst Super Bowl of all time, but this was also bad
against the Rams back then.
Terrible.
Like what?
Terrible.
Yeah, it was awful. It was awful.
Let me just Cam, are you coming back at all? No? Okay, right, fine.
Yes, I promise. Just sorting something.
He's eating noodles. Yeah, I mean, how was your Super Bowl? Last question, how was your Super Bowl?
It was rough. It was rough. I mean,
it
was a combined hate watch from the entire team. I'll be honest. I had a few guys that supported the Patriots as well, which gave me a little bit of comfort. But at the same time, so many people wanted the Patriots to go down, and they did. I think our group chat is filled right now with pictures of me basically just trying my best not to show any emotion at that moment. It was tough, but I am extremely happy with the way the Patriots defense played. And let's not forget that our offense is, well, besides a few players, are relatively young.
Cope.
We'll see. I believe we'll be back to the Super Bowl. Don't worry.
Actually, last question: Is the Caribbean food at the game on Sunday?
Oh, I believe so.
Right. Well, I mean, if that case, if you've got to go, it was a pleasure to have you on, and hopefully, I'll see you on Sunday.
Thank you. It was a pleasure to be here.
What time?
Game starts at 1.
Normal time. Okay, that's cool. Right. Me and Cam are going to get into the rest of it.
All right. Thank you very much.
I don't know where
Thanks for coming.
We can have fun. What were you doing?
Ryanair have just cancelled our flights for our holiday.
Where are you going?
Malta.
It's a pretty good holiday. Southwest. 2 games that are rare. Bristol versus Plymouth. Plymouth are already down. Bristol can't lose this game. They need that momentum going into the playoffs. They've won the Southwest one already. Not too much there. I think I worry about Bath versus Southampton for Bath after I think it was 8-0 against the Plymouth Blitz last Sunday. I think the Bath Club is better than that, and they sort of proved at your point right that they haven't really had a day. And I listened back to that show and I was like, yes, I suppose that's right. I suppose that's probably right. The Bath need a bit more seasoning. We'll see him next year. You got any thoughts about the Southwest? It's not the 2 not great games from the Southwest one as an offering.
Nothing crazy that I can think of.
Nothing crazy. Southeast one, moving to the other side of the craziness spectrum. 2 games with stakes. Love stakes. Brighton versus UCL. UCL need to beat Brighton here if they want to stay in Div 1. Brighton have the power to relegate, and also Brighton is still in the playoff hunt. I don't see it going any other way but the Brighton Panthers, personally. But then moving on to the big game in the Southeast. They drew the first fixture. Whoever wins the Southeast. KCL currently the number 1 seed in the South. It's going to be a good game. Yeah, I've got KCL. I don't know. It just seems like I haven't really heard from Kent. Normally people will wax lyrical about Kent, and they did at the start of the season. They've not done it so much now. I think that I know that SJ's very high on Kent. He thinks that they could be a sleeper for the playoffs. But I don't know. I think KCL have got the juice. Don't get me wrong. I think both of these teams are going to struggle I think any team from the Southeast is going to struggle in the playoffs. I've said that publicly. But at the end of the day, for me, it's the Regents. I do think there's probably some level of biasy coming in there just because I've been to some KCL games and I've been able to see what they've got. But yeah, I'm going with KCL on this one.
Yeah, I've gone with Kent, and I think it's a bit of a case of they're top of the league. I think they're going to stay top of the league. But I don't think I'm opposed to, like you said, a victory coming from KCL here. They've looked strong. They're on a good run. We'll
exactly right. Like that's the thing. Like KCL are on a good run. Draw last time. You know that these two teams are, very much on the same level. So it's an interesting one there. Moving down now into Division 2 with some deciders coming this way. In the Northeast 2, a big game, obviously a draw last time, much like KCL and Kent. It's the York Centurions versus the Southern Spartans. Spartans are once again, the Sunderland Spartans are quite a weird team. Beating Hull 22-8 and then losing to them 28-2. Very strange. They're going into York. York beat the brakes off of York St John last week. Not too much of a surprise. What's my predictions for the Div 1 bowl, Nathan? Bournemouth versus Napier. Cam, what about you?
Depends. I think it's going to be Bournemouth versus UClan.
Sorry?
Bournemouth versus Lancashire.
Sorry,
I think they'll finally get there.
I
want them to finally get there. I don't want to have to play them next year.
I mean, yeah, York versus Sunderland's an interesting game. Obviously, both if I say that both of these teams need a win to stay alive?
Yeah. York could win it even if they don't win today.
Okay.
Because York play next week.
They do. I imagine they play Hull next week.
Yeah.
They do.
Yeah. Oh, no, I don't think... I think both teams do need to win, because head-to-head.
Yep.
Something. I don't know. It's like that, and the three Northern Div 2 divs are like the most complicated divisions I've ever looked at.
Terrible.
And I hate thinking about it, and I don't want to be wrong on live stream.
That's fine.
I think both of them are still alive no matter what.
Okay.
Well, no, I think someone dies if they lose.
Okay, so York St John versus Hull. Hull. I mean, Hull's performance last week. You're not going to see anything else here, I don't think.
Yeah, it's York St John, unfortunately.
That's it. At the end of the day, it's Hull. If Hull maybe had lost both games to Sunderland, we'd be talking about it maybe slightly differently. But at the end of the day, Hull Sharks have got it. Sorry, let me take a drink.
That's okay.
Coventry versus Lincoln. Lincoln are okay. As two former Lincoln Colonials,
yes,
on this live stream right now, are the 2025-26 Lincoln Colonials one of the worst teams in the country?
Absolutely, unfortunately. And it is a symptom of, and I said this last year though, it's a big symptom of they had 26 players graduate last year.
Yeah.
And 18 of them were starters. Like, you know, you had effectively your entire starting offense go. You know, they've still got great talent. You know, they've got a guy who plays for GB Men's who started for GB under 19s at tight end. They've got another wide receiver who started for GB under 19s. Like, but they don't have a quarterback to throw to. Like, look, I've seen a clip of a 70-yard touchdown that their GB wide receiver got last Sunday. He came back for a ball that was thrown upwards and outran 8 defenders. Great play, but sadly, you know, would I take Chichester to beat Lincoln?
What terrible! But obviously they're facing the Coventry New Jets. Coventry, it's really funny. Like if you look at the meme of you know, things appear closer in the rearview mirror. Coventry think they've got away with it, and then here comes DMU.
DMU. It's if Coventry lose this weekend to Lincoln, which is the most like Div 2 thing that could happen. Oh my god, DMU are actually my favourites to win the division then, because like head-to-head wise, they actually kind of conquer everybody else really. You know, if Cambridge lose as well.
It's nuts. It's nuts. You know, like I know someone reached out earlier, like you need to come up and see some DMU, and it's like that's quite far away, but also really funny. Like, you know, I think
seem to have some really good rookies this year.
I'll put it like this: if QMBL lose to Essex and Lincoln beat Coventry, then I might go to DMU next week. But that's a big might. There's a lot of got to happen for me to get to Leicester. Southeast 2, let's go into it. QMBL versus Essex. Essex have not had the sauce. They've come down, no sauce. Zero sauce. Zero sauce. I know one of the early predictions we had, I forget who did it. He predicted Essex to win the South. It's not happened for him. QMBL versus Essex. QMBL all the way.
Predictions. Just need to mention again just how good my Coventry take was. I said they'd be back. I said it was happening.
Yeah, but now you're
getting here.
How long's the live been on? 43 minutes. Watch that guy turn around and say, well, that's 45 minutes too long. Greenwich versus Imperial. Cam.
Greenwich versus Imperial.
Imperial.
I wish I could say I knew loads about it.
No, I think Imperial's got it. But that's more me coping, I think, because I want to go to watch Imperial versus QMBL winner goes up next week. Greenwich obviously beat City last week. Still don't think it's enough. It's going to be another low scoring game, but I think Imperial take it probably by 3 or 1 score, which is a big one. Southwest 2, the UE Bullets 2s versus Aberystwyth has been postponed. That's 45 minutes too long. What the damn? He's just mugged me off with my own joke. Gloucestershire versus Bath Spa. God, I love you, Bath Spa, but I'm gonna have to give it to Gloucestershire here. Give me a Gloucestershire win.
I think Gloucestershire is surprisingly good. I don't think UWE versus Aberystwyth is going to happen. We literally said last week we didn't think Aberystwyth were even going to play out the season.
Which is Which is why I'm surprised that the Worcester versus Aberystwyth game has been rescheduled.
Yeah, but it matters to Worcester. And if Aber aren't going to concede the walkover and hold out for a void, then
okay,
it matters to Worcester.
You've schooled me on that one then, yeah. I think Gloucestershire have it. It's at Gloucestershire. They've not played for a while, which is probably their biggest down thing. They're probably their biggest negative. But Bath Spa, if they're playing on flat ground, it's too difficult for them. Chichester Spitfires versus Royal Holloway. This game was supposed to happen earlier in the season.
Let's go.
We do still owe Royal Holloway some game balls. That is true. Well, we will get them to you. Chichester Spitfires.
We actually just haven't heard from the people in a while.
EP Sports.
We
haven't heard from EP Sports.
Yeah.
Well, it's true, isn't it? You know. Chichester versus Royal Holloway. Again, this one's a bit of a cope. I think Royal Holloway. I don't think Royal Holloway's got anything really, but then Chichester,
I love them. They're energetic. They always come into the comment sections, and literally every week they go, "Now we're going to show you guys this week," and then they don't show us, and it's like,
This is like, even if you show us against Chichester, it's not like.
It'll be like, yeah, well done. Yeah. Look, I like it. I like having the passion. I like being able to sit there and go, yeah, guys, we got this. It's just the nature of the game, isn't it?
Yeah, but Chichester Spitfires winning games is funny. Therefore,
unbeaten over the summer once again.
Don't get me wrong. Like, I think Royal Holloway will win, but I've picked Chichester because it's funny, and sometimes that's enough. And then I know we spoke about it last week because it was supposed to happen last week. Surrey versus Reading. My thoughts still stand from last week. I like Reading to win the entire Div 2 South. I think Reading are going to take it, even though it's being played at Surrey.
Great game. We'll just have to see.
Great game.
See what happens, really. I think that's a very much toss-up one. Both teams can win it. It's just who plays on the day.
Gretzinger's here in the comments after, we shit talked Huey for 42 minutes. I think Ethan said he's going to get some. He's going to try and play at Chichester next year. But with that, I think that was a good show. Penultimate week of the season. Obviously, the UE Bullets versus the Nottingham Gold is coming your way 3 p.m. on live stream, or if you want to go there live, it's Shaftesbury Park in Bristol. They will have food. They will have merch. They will have a bar. Great stuff. And also, if you go there live, get this, you don't have to hear me commentate. So basically, if you're single and you play Uniball and you're in the Southwest and you're not there, you could meet someone. You could meet the love of your life
It'll be Tebbs in a wig, but it will be so.
You can meet someone. You can meet the love of your life at Shaftesbury Park. That's it. That's all I've got to say. That's my plug. Tickets available. Still available. That's it. I think it was a pretty decent show, but I will try and convince TJ to do a poll for where we go on Sunday, because I think that would be fun. Because truthfully, I see Kent versus KCL was a good game. OBU versus Hearts is a good game. Why not let the people decide? But I haven't cleared that with him yet because he doesn't know, because he's not watching the show because he's out right now.
Chester versus Royal Holloway.
Jamie's here. We was. That's it. We're going to go now.
Bye.
UE versus Nottingham, 3 p.m. tomorrow.